Hi, welcome to another edition of Cambridge Inside Out. My name is Robert Winters.
And I'm Judith Nathans.
And today is June
7th. Big day. I think this is it, right?
Yeah,
no more primaries after this?
If the big presidential primaries were called, there was Super Tuesday, and then there was the next Super Tuesday. Is this sort of like the ultimate Tuesday or something?
Yeah,
like that?
usually that doesn't matter Tuesday, but this, and it really actually doesn't, but it does,
Yeah.
Symbolically. So it's the biggies we're going to watch is nobody's going to watch. New Jersey, California. California, unfortunately, is very late.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. The AP reports.
Yes,
yesterday.
I know it's all over Facebook. It's all over. People are screaming about
For those who've been living in a cave, the Associated Press yesterday.
Right.
Was it yesterday?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
they came out and said she is a presumptive nominee.
Yeah, on the eve of the California, New Jersey primaries,
Which
they announced.
I don't think was a great move, but
the thing is I was Facebooking about this. To be perfectly honest, I was having a little fun, razzing some Sanders supporters. But,
yeah,
they were.
It's easy to do.
Yeah, me and my friend Roger Nicholson, who used to do a CCTV show, we were both sort of ganging up on him a little bit last night.
Okay.
But I just said, well, if AP actually did their research, which they did.
Oh yeah, this is the AP.
Yeah.
Associated Press, by the way.
No, these are not sort of gotcha journalists.
They're not bloggers, right? They've been around for a long time.
These are staid, old-time journalists kind of people.
That do their homework.
But if you did the work and you got the firm commitments from superdelegates that we are doing this and we're not changing our votes.
Right.
And if the AP had that information and failed to report it,
then they wouldn't be doing their job as a newspaper.
I think that would have been sort of lack of journalistic.
Because the thing that I learned was that there's a certain segment of superdelegates that are not wedded to what the state does. In other words, how Bernie's argued that, superdelegates should go by what their state says, and if that more people want they should change their... But these superdelegates are separate from the other superdelegates. Did you know that?
Right. These are super duper delegates.
Whatever. They are clearly are not... and they're the ones that say they will vote for Hillary.
Right. So to me, it was just sort of cut and dry. I mean, this thing's been a long time coming. It'll be interesting to see how the numbers shake down. I mean, it was a week or so ago.
It's going to be very close, if not even, in California. I sure hope that she somehow manages.
It was a week or so ago that I said I think it'll be sort of a dead heat in California, and
I
thought
think
Clinton
it is.
would do very significantly better in New Jersey. I still feel that's the case.
Maybe, yeah.
Why has it been trending the other way?
Well, actually, you're right. Now I'm thinking Trump, but they don't vote in Democrat, right? I don't know. Is it an open primary? See, I don't know about either one of them, whether they're open, whether independents can vote.
But when I was thinking about it, I thought, okay, there's going to be a lot of movement from the Sanders people to sort of bring people out like crazy, because it's like it's the last act to make something happen.
And they may do that.
Right. So I saw it said it was like 12% gap, and then it was a 7%. I said it'll end up
it's going to be it's a sliver.
So now it's like 2%. I wouldn't be surprised if Sanders got a little moral victory by going 50 and change.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, you're going to split 500 votes, and then Clinton will be over the margin.
Right. She only needs, after Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, 25, I think.
It's over.
Or 50. Yeah. So, all right.
Definitely, it's over. So that's national news.
National. Let's get to local, because
let's get local here.
First, we should say we have a guest at 6, so that's why we're consolidating.
We're going to have
here.
Luis Vasquez, who was a 2013 city council candidate and is just a general all-around great guy, who's writing articles for the Chronicle. So he'll join us at 6.
Okay. So lots of stuff happening, though.
A lot of things going on here. I thought maybe I just sort of run through a few kind of announcements of things coming up in the short term.
Yes.
One thing I think we were at, maybe we'll even show a photo of it.
Of
a grand opening of the Waverly Path, or the completion of the Waverly Path, which is a bike path, pedestrian path in Cambridgeport. Together with some artwork, and
you can show that if you want.
Actually, I'll do that here.
Just do it right now.
We'll show fancy graphics while.
And it shows some of the speakers.
Yeah. So this is just some picture we took here of this.
Very nice.
Kind of largish steel
called Quake. Yes.
Quake, right? Which was actually, I enjoyed the event. Yeah. And the little bunnies that were running around in addition to the
and then there's Rich Rossi, Jay Livingston, and Mark McGovern, who's
so we had some speakers here, Rich, Jay, and Mark. That was kind of a fun event.
Okay.
But coming up this Thursday at 4 p.m. Yeah, we'll come back to our
Okay.
mugs here. At 4 o'clock this Thursday,
Yeah.
there's another grand opening of just a segment of what will hopefully one day become a completed Grand Junction path. This is a section that runs from, I believe, Broadway to Main Street, which isn't very long.
Broadway, and all right, give me I know I've passed that. Is it near the Whitehead Institute?
I think it's right
Gallery
across
Way
the
or
street.
something?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
It's right across the street on the other side of Binney.
Oh, okay, all right.
Or, well, Galileo. I think Binney becomes
Exactly.
Binney when you make the turn, right?
Okay, so that's where it is?
Yeah.
And what is this
And
celebrating?
Just to do the grand opening. What they did is parallel to the railroad tracks
Okay.
is now a paved path, divided path with a lot of new landscape. That was sort of like a dead zone for you. As far back as I can remember, it was just scrub and rubble.
Is it
and
pedestrian or
stones.
is it a bicycle?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I mean,
All right.
it'll seem a little absurd, but it's worth going. I mean, I think if
I
you're...
have to be at something at MIT at 5:30, so I figured
Yeah,
I'd
it's
get
a
over
good,
there.
it's a neat thing, and one day I hope this will be this is just one section of what's going to be a much bigger thing. But it's kind of nice to watch these little pieces come into existence.
Yeah.
Just like watching the revitalization of the Charles River waterfront.
Right.
I was there when they did the dedication for Paul Revere Park, for North Bank Park.
Wow. Were
Some
you there when
others.
Wells went into the water?
No, I wasn't.
That's a long time.
But it's sort of nice to watch. It may take decades. You have to go on like a Harvard
that's it.
clock,
Yes.
the 100-year
Well,
cycle.
it's true. Yes.
But slowly but surely you watch a city kind of reinvent itself, and I get a tremendous amount of satisfaction from
Great.
that.
So that's happening tomorrow at 4.
That's Thursday.
I'm sorry, Thursday.
Thursday.
I'm one day
Yeah.
ahead for some reason.
Yeah. One thing I always go to with Renee, we go to this Dance for World community that
Yeah, I
takes place.
saw that.
It's basically a creation of the Jose Mateo Ballet Theater,
Right.
which is in the Old Cambridge
In
Baptist
residence
Church.
at the old, right.
Right, and so they'll be doing performances. They will close down a section of Mass Ave right by OCBC.
When? Do you know?
It's Saturday.
It is
from
Saturday, okay.
12 to Saturday, June 11th, from noon to 6 p.m. So they'll close down a piece of Mass Ave as well as a piece of Harvard Ave. So if you want to go driving through there this Saturday, don't. Or go take Broadway.
Yeah. But also, I think they're having drop-in classes, maybe.
They've been doing that.
If you go on their site, there's all kinds of lectures.
Yeah, there's been stuff going
noticed
on all
that,
week,
yeah.
actually.
Oh, did it already start?
I didn't have.
It started 2 days ago.
I didn't have the graphics.
Oh,
but, we
oh,
have
look
the
at
little
that.
cards here for Dance for World
Can I
Community.
take one?
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
Here we go. So anyway, that's happening. They're doing events all day.
All
They're
week,
actually
all weekend,
doing
right?
some showing of dance things at the Brattle Theater tonight.
Oh,
There's a
right.
speaker series on Wednesday. There's more, but really the fun stuff, as far as I'm concerned,
Is on the weekend.
is what happens on Saturday, and there's a lot.
Yeah,
of,
free performances and classes in diverse style. I think I
Yeah.
went last year.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and it's a good time.
Yeah.
I forget. They probably have a few vendors here and there too.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But yeah, it's just a great
Hopefully
time.
the weather will be okay. I have no idea. The weather's going to
Yeah, I haven't
supposedly get really bad. It hasn't done it yet, but
you sort of take what you get in this
Yeah,
month.
yeah,
There's a lot of fun stuff
Right.
happening.
all right. So
Now
what
on
else? Let's see.
Sunday, something that I think is a visually very
Oh, the
beautiful thing
dragon
to
boat,
see.
yeah.
They actually have for I think it's the 37th year running now.
Hmm.
Or actually I'm confusing that now. Maybe I am with
What?
the Riverfest.
Oh, no,
I think that
Riverfest
was
is more than 37.
But whatever it is, this
Yeah.
is like the annual Boston Hong Kong
Where is it?
Dragon Boat Festival, noon to 5 p.m. This Sunday, June 12th. In and around the Weeks Footbridge.
Yes.
On the Charles
also
River.
vendors, and it's Sunday. It's Riverbend Sunday, so they close the memorial anyway.
Yeah, so it's
Right.
just a good thing.
Yeah.
You just bring. I was about to say bring a nice bottle of wine and sit down by the
No,
river, and then
don't
you
do
get
that.
arrested. So don't
Right,
do that.
don't do that.
Or if you do that, hide it really well. But
Don't even do that.
don't even think of it, right?
No, it is pretty. I mean, to see them, like, I always feel like they're slave driving, but that's me.
It's a visually stunning.
Yeah, the boats are
display, though.
beautiful,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. And I think we just discovered we're
What?
both actually signed up to go to this thing on
Oh
Monday.
goodness, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, they're having a conference this Monday.
Sponsored
I
by-
think Councilor Carlone's going to.
He is, because he mentioned it last night,
Yeah.
and I get the newsletter from, what does that say? Massachusetts.
The Metropolitan Area Planning
Metropolitan,
Council, the MAPC, is
Right.
sponsoring this event. It's about driverless cars.
Yes.
You
They're
know,
coming. Maybe.
Yeah, driverless cars coming, et cetera, et cetera. My personal feeling is that they'll probably come to a lot of places like in California, whatever. I think it'll be a little slower in coming
Right.
to a
If
congested
you've ever been in
northeastern
California on
cities.
the roads, it goes for. Do you know there's no tolls in California? You can go from LA up to San Francisco and you'll never hit
Well,
a
is
toll
that what the
they
song
don't.
says? LA is a great big freeway.
And that's all. You're just on a
$100 down
road
to drive a car?
constantly, so it makes sense there. But here, where you have a light every block, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe
And
one day
pedestrians. They don't have pedestrians.
I'm going to put on my best Charlton Heston and say, you'll take my gasoline-powered 1979 VW bus from my cold dead hands.
Right.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
but-
going to be driving that. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
So we'll be there. We'll report back. That'll be
so-
interesting.
And actually, for me, it's the MAPC transportation people, and I'm just going to say that
Yeah.
back 30 years ago,
Wow.
I used to play baseball with the Boston Park League, actually Junior Park League.
Wow.
And many of the players on my team were transportation planners with the MAPC.
Oh, that's interesting.
I doubt whether any of them are still there.
Still
Maybe
around? Yeah.
there'll be some like little old guy of the MAPC that talking transportation. I'll say, wait a
Yeah.
minute, didn't you used to pitch for us?
That's funny.
Yeah, so
So it's in MIT. Is that a big room? 'Cause
10250. Yeah, I was in there yesterday. That's
so how
under
many
the big
people?
dome.
Well, it's in building 10, which you have to walk through. It's right under.
It's the
I
big
understand.
dome.
You go up the stairs though, and you do have to register. So if you go to their website, you could register.
Yeah,
But
do that. Yeah.
so it's a big room.
Yeah, actually, let's play
What?
with some pictures.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do
So
some
what are we
pictures here
doing?
Because I just mentioned the MIT Dome, 10250.
Oh my goodness,
So,
let's go.
We in previous programs
Yes.
said, oh, yeah, we're going to show some pictures. Like, oh, we'll do it next
It's
week. we'll do it next
MIT's
week.
anniversary this year. What,
Yeah, so
150th?
this-
So these are
The
all.
100th anniversary
Okay.
of the crossing of the Charles when MIT moved from
Right.
Boston to Cambridge.
There we go, crossing the Charles.
So I, scaled and put in a few pictures
Yeah.
here, just crossing of the Charles, and actually just scroll down and just sort of dance through these kind of quickly. Here's
Is
all-
that the president?
This is President Raphael Reif, who I think is a saint of a man.
Is he?
Yeah, so he's my
Okay.
uber boss, I guess, as
Okay.
president of MIT. And the woman next to him is
Catherine Dexter McCormick.
which is, of course, it's not actually Catherine Dexter McCormick.
Oh,
but-
was she a famous suffragette?
yeah, well, she's a
Suffragist?
suffragist, yeah. And,
Suffragist,
and when
not a
I referred to
suffragette.
her by her true name, she refused to come out of character.
Perfect.
This is Martha Edison, who actually was on the Green Ribbon Open Space
Oh,
Committee
wow.
with me back in 1999,
Great.
2000.
All right.
So she was just absolutely spotless as
Okay.
a suffragist. Because the year when MIT moved across was 1916, and that was right at the sort of culmination of the suffragist women's suffrage.
Mm-hmm. What's
So-
the trick you show me where you can get to is it tab? No.
Oh, I know.
See, I do
You can
this.
just- yeah, we
I know,
just
but you
do it
showed
that
me
way.
something before.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's more of the
Just another
president.
picture of Raphael Reif.
Okay.
And here's another nice here. I think I have a man crush on him.
You take very nice photos.
Right. I think he
He's
strikes
very
a-
dignified. Look at him.
He strikes a great
Yes,
pose.
he
really
does.
does. So.
And here's our wonderful
And
mayor.
here's Mayor Denise Simmons.
Yes.
Who was at the
Gorgeous,
event.
gorgeous red
Yeah.
hat. And this was in the afternoon. I missed this because
Yeah.
I
It
didn't
was actually
realize
kind
it
of
was.
gray and drizzly.
That's why I missed
so-
it. I was on my bike. I went home.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But part of the reason why I was sort of calling these ones up here is
Now
that
we get to the fun stuff.
After that, so you see
Oh,
that
these
big
are-
dome right there. This is at the
Yeah.
back of Killian Court, facing the Charles River. In the evening of Moving Day,
Yes.
which was I guess May 7th,
May
they had
7th,
fireworks displays and a whole right in Killian Court, and they did this incredible lighting work.
Yeah.
And one of the most fun parts of it, I don't know if people can see this here,
Where?
but they took where it says Massachusetts Institute
Yes.
of Technology, and they superimposed over with their lights these sort of rearrangements of the letters, and they put in a lot of funny.
Oh, yeah. Well,
little
you see it a little bit here.
Well, this one actually.
Oh,
at the
this is
top
a
it
different
says-
building, right?
No, at the very top one it says Massachusetts Touchstone
Oh,
of
you're right.
Gentility.
Oh, my God. You're right. I didn't even look at that. You're right.
And, I
And
believe me,
here-
they went through tons of them.
And here we have
This was as they were
new
giving a
tech.
little bit of the history, so they just projected this into panels between the columns on there. It was
That's really amazing
it
the
was
way they could do that.
spectacularly
So that's not a
good.
real person. That's just
No, that was
an
just a
image.
projection. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this is
and-
nice. I changed it to blue here.
Oh yeah, a little later on they had some more projections going up there on the screen.
What is that on the screen? What's that image on the left there on the screen?
They did have another projection screen for people who were looking from a different angle.
So those are people that are actually there?
No. I mean, it was like a multimedia.
Okay, but it looks like it's
display.
filling in something there in a crowd. I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah.
Oh, this is funny. What is this?
They did. It's just funny watching them get prepared for this a few
These are
days
big
in
puppets?
advance. There were some really major figures associated with MIT, like Paul Samuelson, who's an economist.
Right.
You see the back of his head there,
Yeah.
and then I believe that's Norbert Wiener, who was a
No,
mathematician.
that's what you say. Yeah. Mhm.
Facing there. And I think it was the men's versus manus, the engineers versus the theoreticians.
Right.
And at the end, it culminated with a kind of a mock fight between them all.
That's funny.
With these big bobblehead characters, it was really great.
And then we have this last color of pinks.
Yeah, just to sort of show MIT going incredibly psychedelic.
So sorry
there.
I missed that because I said I went because that was at night.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had cameras rolling and recording a lot of these things. So
you
I'm
could
sure
probably
there's
find it on the
somebody
website.
I haven't looked for it. I didn't know, but I was lucky enough to sort of get. I got to sit in the VIP section. I was very happy.
You're an MIT professor.
No, staffy kind of guy. Sure.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You went there.
Yeah.
So,
but
two
it
things.
was fun actually.
Yeah.
Actually, I got to sit with Denise. So
nice.
Oh, nice. So anyway, that's taking a little look back of what's happened in relatively recent days.
Great.
Another event that happened much more recently was
The River Festival.
Cambridge River Festival, which returned to the Charles River after a 2-year hiatus in Central Square.
Right.
We loved having them in Central Square, but there
I
was
really liked where it was because it seemed containable to
I
me.
had a feeling it would work out nice there. They used a section of Cambridge Parkway, which is that little sliver of a road.
Right across from the Sonesta and
sort of between the Sonesta Hotel and the river. It's really almost like a parking lane. But so that was closed down and completely filled then with all the activities. There was a total of, I think, 6 stages.
There were.
Several musical stages and a theater stage.
Poetry, I don't know if that was a stage, but there was
circus-like performers, that juggling woman who was just dazzlingly good.
Did you ever find Renee, though?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, these people don't have cell phones.
Actually, one of the things that was great about the way it was laid out there was that whole section of the Riverfest was relatively narrow, so if you were walking up and down, you were guaranteed to run into people.
Well, maybe you did, but you kept not running into each other because each of you kept coming to me and saying, well, where is it? They went that way, that went that way.
I think I eventually ran into everybody.
Good.
I ran into so many
All right.
people.
But she found you?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And, my former neighbor, the people of Gather Here, who were the
that's your
sewing
former
group here, they were
Wait,
next
they're
to
not
me.
there anymore?
Nope, they moved over to Inman Square.
Because
Much
of
bigger
rents or
space.
because
I think it was
popularity?
they got driven out by
a developer?
predatory landlord.
But is it going to be retail down there?
It's been sitting vacant for months now.
Oh my goodness, there's so many changes in Cambridge. It's hard to keep up with it,
So it was great seeing them.
Good.
I ran into some activist friends, Heather Hoffman, who's with the East Cambridge Planning
I see
Team.
her every week at City Council.
Oh, she's a regular, and we had a very nice discussion. We were kind of hatching up some possibilities of revitalizing some interest in reconnecting the Charles River Path that runs behind the Museum of Science. It's a beautiful, beautiful
that we took the walk that we ended up not being able, we had to turn around.
It was cut off forever, but when they built a parking garage there many decades ago,
I see.
And there were plans in place to reconnect that rather beautiful walkway to very close to where the Leechmere Canal part is. And it wouldn't be hard to do. There were plans in place that were drafted. And it's sort of become forgotten. And I've been talking to a few people lately, like maybe it's time to revive the idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Museum of Science people will be particularly thrilled because I think they treat that section on the old Charles River Dam, which is where they are.
Right.
But they treat it sort of as like their own private campus.
Yeah.
And but it's a beautiful place. It is publicly accessible from the Boston side. If you go down by the old lock, but the thing is, you can't connect,
Right.
and that's the only problem. And
Right.
it's really just a matter of 100 feet or so to connect around the parking garage.
Would it impede, though, any boats going
Nope.
through there?
Not at all.
Okay,
Not at
because
all.
that's sometimes an argument they
So
use.
it's, there are a lot of great initiatives that the city's
Yeah.
involved in, and maybe even that the state is involved in, but
Right.
some of these really good, important links that if everybody would love
Yeah.
are just sort of,
Yeah.
gathering dust on a shelf, and, so that would be nice to see that actually coming
Yeah.
out again. So anyway, we had a great time.
Yeah, it was very nice. The weather was very cooperative.
They had a little mini barge floated into the Leechmere Canal, moored there, and they had a band playing on it.
Oh, I missed that. I didn't go that way, yeah.
Yeah, so they basically were just going
Yeah.
around the inlet of the canal, all
Yeah.
the way out to Cambridge Park Drive, and then all the way along there. And actually, one other thing I think worth saying is that there's a park that was laid out as part of the East Cambridge Riverfront development decades ago. Actually, the very plan that Dennis Carlone was very, very
Okay.
much involved in drafting those plans. And sort of as a commemoration to where that we were once back in World War II, these victory gardens, they created
Yeah.
a park called The Front.
Where's that?
Well, it's sort of across from where Lotus used to be. I
Oh
don't know
my
if that
God,
helps
Lotus.
anybody.
Is that near the Sinesta?
Yeah.
Wasn't it along that?
It's kind of hard to
No?
say
I thought it was.
where it is, but there is a park. It has sort of these sort of geometric sculpture in it.
Oh, I know
don't
where you
a
mean.
picture of it.
Yeah.
And it's been sort of a
Yeah.
non-space for a long
It's
while.
between the hotel and another building.
Yeah, and one of the things that I remember about it some years ago was there was a dispute where City of Cambridge apparently must have taken this land by eminent domain at some point, and then there was many years after the fact there was a dispute about it, and the City of Cambridge ended up having to settle to the tune of maybe $6 or so million.
What? Settled to who?
Somebody had a claim for the, you're supposed to pay fair compensation when you
Oh
do
my
eminent
gosh, so
domain
we had to
takings.
pay for that piece of
Yep,
park?
and there people came out in
Oh my
protest at
gosh.
city council meeting, we shouldn't be doing this, but then when actually showed with the particulars, even the protester says, okay, yeah, settle, pay for it. But,
Wow.
so there's been this space, and it's been, in my view, underutilized.
Oh, so what, we paid for it, so we own it?
Yeah, so there they had the jazz, the most jazz-oriented stage.
Oh, was that the jazz stage?
Yes, right there,
That was
smack in the
huge.
middle. It was
right.
wonderful. It was
That's
the
a big park.
It was the
Yes.
first time in decades I've really seen that park come to life. Like it's
Well,
never,
more
I've never
reason
seen
to
it
have,
before.
well, you know what, is that where the, there's supposed to be something sponsored by another jazz festival. Is that where it's going to go?
Later this summer, I think it's late July.
Because it was in University Park, and I
right.
think
For
Robin
2
Lapidus said it had to
years-
move, but if it's there, it's
Yeah,
great.
for 2 years there was a jazz festival put together
Right.
by Larry Ward and others.
It was wonderful. I
It's
went
been
to
great.
it last year.
Yeah, absolutely
But
great.
if it could go there,
No, it's not. It's going
Oh.
to Danny Park this year. Yeah. Well, they just needed more space, or I don't really.
I don't know.
what it was.
The space that you just referred to is bigger than the one here.
Honestly, I never realized the potential of utilizing Cambridge Parkway and the front,
Yeah.
that park, for a venue for something like this until the Riverfest. I looked at that and I said, the city, that's not a necessary road, particularly.
So do you think it's because the city owns that, which I didn't know, that we could put the River Festival there? Did that give
Well,
us a little more
I think we had some
right of way?
Maybe so, but the thing is, this is something
Yeah.
you could run events there more frequently. You don't. It doesn't have to be just.
Because it
once a
really
year
didn't
on the
interfere
Riverfest.
with traffic on the other side at all.
No, it was great. It was.
Yeah, and the hotel guests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the hotels would probably love it because there's like
Yeah.
some restaurant functions they have in there that I don't think they have had as many customers as they had.
But also entertainment, everything.
It was
a
great.
win-win, and I hope
Yeah.
that happens again there.
Yeah. So
That was
anyway,
great.
so we had a really good time with
Yes.
that. Well, anyway, we got maybe 3 or 4 minutes here left in this half
Yes.
hour. Maybe let's say a couple of quick things about what happened down this week on the political front.
Oh,
by the
boy.
way, I should say,
Yeah.
and I'm not just pushing myself here, but
Oh, you're moderating.
tomorrow I was asked to moderate a state Senate candidate forum with Pat Jalen and Leland
Now, is
Chung.
this a primary, for the primary?
Yeah, the
Right,
thing
because
is,
they're both Democrats,
I actually
right?
looked it up today because I was
Okay.
curious. Are there any challengers? Because this is Massachusetts, and
Yeah.
we apparently don't really believe in having elections. We just have people go run unopposed, and then they go into a November election with no Republican challenger.
Oh, right, yeah.
So in fact, there are no Republican or any other party challengers for any of the state or House representatives.
Right, but then is this then going right to the election, or is this a primary?
This is leading up to the September primary, which
So
will
it is a
be,
primary.
which
Okay,
will
so
be
it's a
held
debate.
on a Thursday, strange as that may
Wow,
seem.
yeah.
Yeah, and so
when
Pat
is it, so you
Jalen's
can tell
seat
people?
state Senate seat is one of the few seats that actually has a challenger. Jay Livingstone's state rep seat also has a challenger. And maybe the next half I will even
Okay.
pull some of them up here.
But you're moderating
and Tim
this
Toomey as a
between
challenger. That's it.
Leland Chung and Pat Jalen
Jalen,
at
yeah.
the
At
Sears?
Leslie University,
Leslie
as we
University.
like
The
to say, the old Sears building.
At 7
right?
o'clock?
7 to 9.
Okay.
Yeah, on Wednesday.
I
So
won't be there, but
you'll be there in
eager
spirit.
to hear about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, actually, I'm not even 100% sure what format people are wanting to do there. So the way I just do business, I'll go there with my own notion about
Well,
what
you
should
have to do your
happen.
homework.
Yeah, I actually do have to do a little homework.
Yeah,
I mean,
to
can
see
tell
what
you
the issues are
I
and
could
what
give you a 25-year history of almost anything that went down in City Hall. But honestly, when you get up to the State House, I'm
Yeah.
not the world's
So
greatest
basically, you have to
expert.
look at her record and look at, and and it is our own city councilor, Leland Chung, who's challenging her.
Yeah. So anyway,
So we still have till, yeah, we
I'm
have
looking
another.
forward to it.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
But that's coming up there.
Oh, I see, you've listed on your, I can see that, the challengers for Jay, because I was going to say,
Yeah.
who is he a Democrat? Keith
Yes,
Anderson?
they're all Democrats. There
Oh,
are
okay,
no
I see what you're
Republican,
saying,
no
what you-
Green
I
Party,
see what
no
you just said.
United Independent.
Oh my gosh, that's
for
right, Mike
anything.
Connolly and Tim Toomey, I
That's
forgot
right.
about
So that's
that.
coming up as well. So
Wow.
yeah. Anyway, it'll be fun. It'll
It
be
will be
interesting. A new
interesting.
change for me. I'd say.
Okay.
Right.
That's great, and then is there any other quick community meetings happening this week?
No.
Just planning?
Yes, but I don't know what they are.
Yeah, okay, all
I would
right.
say it that way. Yeah.
So we're going to be sitting with Luis Vasquez?
So Luis will be here shortly. Hopefully he's here now. If not, we certainly
Well, we'll
have
go
to fall
out
back
and
here.
go run and get him.
Alrighty.
And,
And we'll come back in a couple minutes. So I'll see
Right.
you then on Cambridge Inside Out.
bye.